January the 15th, just before midday, but it is morning. Welcome to Boat Extras. And the first job of today is a bit of buffing, just to get in the mood for doing another episode. So we're going straight aboard. I'm halfway up the ladder anyway. Meet you there and we'll discuss what we're going to do. So, welcome. Get yourself a cup of tea. I don't know what this video is going to be like, but let's hope it's as interesting as the last one. Bye for now. Welcome aboard, and you can see that I've got my equipment ready, and we're going to give this a bit of a buff. May work, as I said to you before, may not work, but we're going to give it a whirl. Now, do I put cream? I might put the compound. No, I will. No, I won't. Put a bit of compound on here. Come on. Now she come. Just try a little bit. Don't put too much on. It's like doing a vehicle. Don't put too much on. Dab it around and go on a slow speed. If you go too fast, you'll end up with a white mist everywhere and you'll spend an hour and a half cleaning it up. So we don't want that. Have we got enough battery in this thing? Yes, we do. Right, maybe I should have brought a slightly harder pad for cutting in, but we don't want to have a disaster on our hands, do we? No, we've already had one. We haven't got a conveyor belt of tables to go with. So let's have a look. I can't see it working, but you never know. May freshen up the colour if anything else. Let me try. Now there are deep scratches in here, as you can well, let's have a look. I don't know whether it'll show it up on camera, to be perfectly honest. You can see there are quite clearly deep scratches. In fact, there's a lot over there. I don't know whether... No, it doesn't really... If I can catch the light in the right... There you are. You see lots of them there. Now, I polished up to about there, didn't I? So I don't know whether I've taken some of them out, top surface scratches maybe, but I can't see unless I'm using the incorrect pad, which I could possibly be doing. Might not be working. I might just try there, because I can't tell whether I've improved this section. It does look better than it does there, but I can't tell whether that was better in the first place, if you know what I mean. Oh, I think they might have faded a bit. Might be wishful thinking. Let's just have a look, because I could see through. There was a lot of heavy scratching there. Yes, there is still. Oh, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Well, what I will do, I think what I will do is we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I will plough on and do all of that area, and then I'll assess it. If anything else, it's cleaning the surface up, isn't it? If nothing else, it's cleaning that surface and we're getting the true colour. From a distance, that looks great. So I will plough on and I will completely buff that area to the best of my ability, and then I will say, okay, that's it, there's no more to be done, we'll leave it at that. So you'll be back when I've done. Right, I don't think I can improve on this anymore, especially with that pad. I think it's probably too soft. However, if you're asking me whether there's an improvement, the jury's out on that. I don't know, but let's decide that, you know, at the end of the day, the minimum we've done is we've cleaned the surface to the point where it's proper blue. There's no 70s, 80s, 90s grime embedded in that melamine. It's as good as I think I can get it. The scratches are 100% still there. They haven't budged at all. You know, these white ones here that are there, but you know, there's a bit of a sheen come back. that's a compound. It's not been polished, so you could probably get a little bit more sheen out of it. But I think, you know, it's a table. It's 40-50-year-old or whatever it is. So what is it, 70s? I was born 60, yeah, 50 years old. So at the end of the day, I think it's okay, and I think it warrants leaving this in the episode rather than scrapping it and saying, well, it didn't work, and you know, because you might have a grimy table and compounding it out, that's the sort of result you'll get. Whether you deem that a good result or not, I don't know, but I think it's okay. So we will move swiftly on to doing something else now. I did mention in the last episode that I wanted to start at that end of the boat and slowly work my way through. So I can't think of anything now that's on the ground level that I need to do, like underneath the floor. Yes, I need to put I've forgotten what they're called, but there needs to be a water pump that goes under there, because that channel is all the way from the front all the way to the back, so it needs to be in this area. So this is at the back area. So at the end of the day, I think I can start thinking about those kicker boards on the sides, the oak on that side, and also the floor, because I'm going to do something with the floor as well. But what I will have to make sure is whether there is clearance underneath those doors for what I want to do, because I would like to line the floor first of all in this sound deadening and insulation, and then I want to secondary put some ply over the top of it. And there's a reason for doing that, because the flooring that I'm going to do, I've been debating how to put this flooring down, and I think I'm going to put it down in sections. So if there's an emergency, i.e. you need to get to there, or there, or there, the floor can be lifted but still retain a nice look. So that's what I'm thinking, and this floor might be going down in sections. For example, I'd have a section whereby, well, I'd probably have it to there, so that's fully fitted, that never needs to come up. And then this section, wherever that may land, you could lift that up and then get to where a potential problem is, there, and of course there, and of course there. So that's my debate, because the type of flooring that I'm debating that I'm going to put down is either a vinyl, which is going to come out of my hallway at home, because I've got a new flooring that I'm going to put down when I get time in the hallway, and I can take that one up and I can put that down here because I think it would go very nicely. In which case I could stick that to the ply and then have a nice joint, because on boats, of course, if you look at the floors, they're all individual segmented, and you can lift them up. Well, the theory, I'm going to use the same theory by doing that on the floor here, so you could get at it. Everything should be designed on a boat, I think personally, where you can remove things quickly to get to the source of the problem if one of those sources arises. So that's what I've got in my head, and that's what we're going to go for. So in the meantime, we'll get on with these kicker boards. So I'll go down there now and start cutting some ply up, and hopefully I've got enough waste, which I'm sure I have, to make good these sides. So I'll see you down there. Okay, so I think the order of the day is we use 3mm ply. One is that I've oodles of the stuff, waste-wise, and that's why you should always keep your waste until you don't need it at all. Which is obviously that thickness. And the reason for using 3mm is a thin ply is because as you get close to the mould itself, it's got a slight curvature. So if you use anything 5mm upwards, which is the other stuff that I've used on the floor bit, it's not going to bend. And if you're going to glue it on, which is what I'm going to do, you want it sort of to be thin enough to mould to the shape. So I think 3mm more than adequate, because we don't want to encroach on the width of the gangway itself. So I have got some decent lengths there. So I'm sure I'll get at least one, maybe two, out of that. I need a 2m40, which I'm sure that will cover it. And I need a 1m80 and about 14mm in depth. So we could have enough there. And if it has to go in 2 pieces, so be it. Doesn't matter. It's on the side, you'll never see it. So that's my task. I shall carve these up, and well, you'll be back when we're ready to put it in. Okay, so I've got one side done. So that's obviously the longest side where the table goes. I'm actually debating whether to put some screws in every so often, just to anchor it, because if you wanted to get, there are cutouts within the kicker board area, and if you needed to get to them, you could actually unscrew it and get to them. There's one especially where the toilet door is. There's a hole there which I think I'm going to deliberately have a catch, so you can get in underneath the toilet if you needed to get into the area where all the pipes are, etc. So there we are. We're up to speed with that. I now need to do the 180, which is the opposite side. So I shall crack on with that. So just thought I'd give you a little update. See you shortly. Okay, so quick update on how things are going. We've got that one on. It's temporary at the moment, screwed into place, because I haven't got enough of the screws that I would dearly like to put on. But nevertheless, height wise and everything, it's perfect. So I'm very happy with that. I did decide in the end to underlay the back of the boards to insulate it, so it's got that deadening sound, and I think because the tops are underlaid and insulated, I think it's prudent to do those as well. So that's basically why it's jutting out ever so slightly. But of course there's plenty of trims that we can put on to finish those edges off, so that's great. So I've just got to wait now. I've just got to go back home and order the appropriate screws, so then that's anchored on. So it's a case of me getting on with this area and that area next. What time is it now? So I might break off now so I can get these on order, and I'll probably get them back for tomorrow. So I think that's what I will do. So anyway, it's not been a hard day. It's been a long drawn out day because it's needed plenty of trimming and what have you. But ultimately I've got what I wanted. I've got a nice long straight piece. There's no joins in it. Hopefully I'll find another one. It's only 1m80 to do that side. So all in all, I'm very happy. It's neat, and it'll look good when it's all stained up. Oh, I did have to trim this again, which delayed me quite a bit because it was jutting out too much and it was interfering with this. You can see a gap there, but it's up against the kicker board, so I'm going to obviously have to outply that area because it's visual like that is. So this will have to be just raised up slightly. So there's a few little niggly jobs that are going to be time consuming, that are going to be boring for a video, but nevertheless they've got to be done. And that's what this channel's all about. So until then, I'll see you in the morning. Friday the 16th. It's the afternoon. I should have been in the morning here in the morning, but it's the afternoon. I'm ratty because Amazon hasn't brought me what I needed for today, so I could have finished off what I'm doing. Anyway, ruined the day, stressed me out. I might chill as the rest of the day that's going dark already. It's 4 o'clock. So I'm just going to do what I've got to do, and then as much as I can do with these kicker boards, etc. And well, it's going to be a bloody short day, if that's want of a better word. So there we go. I've done my opener. Sorry to bicker, but it's just one of them, isn't it? Normally, you see, they come at, you order stuff, and I get it like 12 o'clock. And I think, okay, that's cool, that's cool. But no, not today. No, I've been number 2 delivery for about 3 hours. So whether he's having a picnic on St Anne's Promenade, I don't know. But anyway, there we go. I will see you shortly. Go and have a cup of tea and a coffee and what have you. Yes. Right, so I've trimmed, well, I've cut down a piece of ply. Unfortunately, I've got no ply that thickness that is longer than, well, in an ideal world I would have liked it 1.80 m, but I didn't get that, so it's been about 1.55 m. So I've had to put a tab on. Now, because I've put a extended piece on, I'm obviously having to glue it and weight it down and leave it for tomorrow. So it has been an exceptionally short day today. That is all I have done today, is that. And measure up for some other things aboard, which I won't tell you about just yet, but let's just say it's all about the heating. So that will be on the agenda very, very soon. So all I can say is that's it for now. I mean, it is part of one video, so it's not like it's a 2-minute thing being put on. So I will hopefully see you in the morning. Fingers crossed. Have a good evening. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday the 19th. And it's a morning, as I've just said. Hope you've all had a good weekend. I had Saturday and Sunday off. I watched football on Saturday, which was an enjoyable break from doing the boat. And on Sunday, well, I did one of my meals at my daughter's house again, which was thoroughly enjoyable. And they liked it too, so that was all good. Now, it is Monday morning and we are back on the job. And my new equipment has arrived, accessories to finish off these kicker plates. As I left you last time, I glued 2 pieces together and they've come out really nice. So they are ready to be, well, this one's ready to be drilled in equal distances and ready to be stained. So that is the order of the day. So I shall crack on. I just thought I'd open this episode, this little part, and say good morning to you all, or good evening as the case may be. Most of you may be at work, I don't know. But anyway, hope you're well, and I will see you shortly because I'm going to crack on and do some work. Bye. Right, small update. So we're aboard the boat. Welcome aboard. I've moved those out of the way for now. I've coated that, so that's ready to go on. I've just got to sort that one out, which is, as you can see, is temporarily in position. Here, I think I'm going to do what I did over there, and that's cover it with sound deadening. So that's my next job. I have noticed that this partition, it juts out ever so slightly at the bottom, which is fine, because the cooker does actually, in all fairness, it juts out, and I thought, you know, maybe that should jut out as well. So I'm just debating whether that should go a bit further that way. I don't think it does actually. I think it looks a bit funny at the bottom. If anything, maybe I should angle it a bit, but if you look at, if I just move that out there a bit, you can see the overall, the cooker side there just sort of shows. So maybe leaving it like that encapsulates it. It doesn't on this side, because the cooker doesn't go any further that way, because it hits the bottom of the carcass, so it won't push any further. So maybe we should leave it like that, actually, thinking about it. So that's my first job. So that's what I'm going to do on board. I need to bring the Henry Hoover up and hoover up round here. So we'll take it from there. So I just thought I'd give you a little update. As you can tell, that's a heavy sofa, and that table is taking that weight rather well. Won't say any more about it, because it might collapse. Touch wood, it won't. Right. See you shortly. And welcome back to an update. So, what have I been up to? Well, these are now complete, as you can see. These lights, I just can't seem to get these lights right at all. Anyway, as you can see along there, they are all done. If I put you like that, maybe you can see, hold on. And also I've complemented it by putting studs on where's those studs gone from there actually? Just bear with me. Seem to be some, there they are. Stained them and I haven't put the studs back on. All they do is just literally, these screw caps just screw into place. There we go. Now we've got trims to go on, obviously, and that's the next job actually, is to put some ply in there. I've actually toned that down as well, because it was just a little bit on the light side against the sides, so I decided to put some more stain on there just to tone it down a bit. And I continued the studs along that, even though they didn't need it. I just thought it's in keeping with the rest that I've put on now. So it's starting to look good, I've got to say. Looking good. Right, so the next job is to ply that area there. I took the underlay all the way across from side to underneath each of these, and obviously I've made an incision around there. The ply will remain loose in this area simply because you need to gain access to stuff. I'm still not happy. I know I'm going to be putting a spanner in the works here. I'm still not happy with the height of this seat, and I'm just going to reserve judgment on it until I put the underlay and the ply down, which is going on the floor. So underlay first and then the ply, which is about 9mm, I think. That might just salvage those two drawer units. If it doesn't, then I think, well, I'm in two minds. I'm going to have to make some new ones to go underneath and lower this seating, because what it would also do is that the back of that seating area would then fit underneath the this area here. And also, I've got to say, I've got cushions to go on top of those, and the other table would fit in between. I am losing a berth by having this, so even though it looks pretty darn good and I've geared up everything to go around this sofa, I'm still thinking, do you know what, I'm sacrificing on a berth on a boat where you can ill afford to lose space. I mean, if you think about it, if there's like 4 people on this boat, where is the third going to live? Where's the third going to sleep? Can't sleep on there. You're only going to get 1 on there, and you're going to get 2 in there. So, am I sacrificing too much for the sake of having something different like that there? I've been toying with it, and I'm not so sure. What would you do? If this was your boat, would you say berths are more important than seating? Because at the end of the day, you could convert that like everybody else does. They can convert it into a sofa because they've got the cushions. I've got the cushions that would go on it, because originally, of course, that was a dining one and that was a dining one. They just dropped down and you could make a sofa. You could have a sofa on either or side, couldn't you? So that's a serious question I would actually like you to answer, and if you could answer it on the channel, I would very much appreciate it. And all my new Facebook friends that hopefully have come across to the channel, I would like to know from you too. Would you say, yeah, it looks great, but it's more important to have another berth than to have that sofa in there? Right, well, that leaves me for some more work to do. See you in a minute. Okay, so what I did with this part here, that's just loose. Unfortunately, these sheets that I get from the most expensive DIY shop in the world are 60 centimeters wide, and obviously the this gangway here gets wider and wider and wider, so these sheets are going to be, well, unless I turn them that way, but I'm going to have far more joint in it than I would like. So I have got right at the over there, right at the back with that blue tape on it. I think that's 9mm. So if it is, then I can use that sheet there to finish this lot off. So what I've done is, as I showed you when I fitted in the last episode this Duralay, I fitted this on the floor first, and then I brought it obviously down there, and I cut the ply to the shape of the underlay, so it gives you an accurate size. So that by rights should fit over there. I'm hoping overall the thickness will make good the height of this sofa. As I said to you before, I'm still not sure whether I'm going to stick with that. Now I've put the foiled side of this. I've decided to go the foiled side down to keep the cold down. So so it should be fairly decent underfoot. And also this piece, the reason why this piece is this size, hopefully that'll fit. Yeah, that'll do. This also, because it's quite a weight, I've gone over the top of the inspection hatch, which is around here. And the reason why I've come this side of it is that I'm going to put a latch here, and I'm going to put a stainless steel edge or an aluminium edge together with an aluminium edge to another piece of ply, because this is going to be, you're going to be able to lift this up as an emergency and slide it out to get to that there. That's the reason why I want that fairly tight there, so that is removable. This section here up to there, that actually could be fixed. I mean, this is obviously not going to be right, but it gives you an idea of the overall effect it will be like that. So I think that looks good. In fact, you can probably you can see the studs better now. It looks definitely looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it? So I think I mean, it's now what, 5:15, so I might what have I got tomorrow? I might not be able to do tomorrow. It's a real hit and miss week this week. Wednesday I can't do Wednesday, so it'll be Thursday before I get back here. We'll see. Like I say, I'm hoping to get this video out. It's the last video before I'm off for at least 3 weeks, so there won't be another one. Right, okay, so I'm happy with that. It feels good underfoot. Those kicker boards look good. It's all coming together nicely, which is exactly what we want. So until, well, if it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. If it's not, it's Thursday. So until then, bye for now. Tuesday the 20th, sometime in the afternoon. Didn't think I would be getting here, to be honest, today, but there we go, bit of a bonus. So not many hours to play boats today, so I think the first thing is to get a sheet of 9mm out of here, and I think that is 9mm. So I'm going to get that baby out because that's going on the floor. So I'll put you on your perch and I will talk to you later. Bye for now. And welcome back. Just a quick one before I disappear. I'm currently on the last leg of doing the kicker boards that are towards the galley area. I've had to extend it because I've got no ply whatsoever, the right sort of length. So I'll lean over because it's easier. As you can see, I've got the next piece of ply on the deck there. Believe it or not, I said it was 9mm that I was putting down, but when I read the label on that one, it's 12. It's is it 12? 11mm, sorry. So the ply for the deck is 11mm. So I've got to, as you can see, I've got to complete the kicker boards from there onwards, and obviously on this side as well, before I can continue putting the ply down. And I've run out of time, so that concludes today, believe it or not. Quite a, well, I've been working hard, but it's not much content, I'm afraid. Well, not for this little clip. Anyway, so that's it. Wednesday I'm definitely not here. Thursday, that might be difficult, but I might be able to squeeze it in sometime in the latter end of the day, maybe. I don't know. It's because I'm not going to be here. Monday and Tuesday next week, I am able to do some work here. Oh no, one of the days I can't. I've got to go on a trip over about an hour away. So yeah, so I've probably got maybe Friday, maybe either a Saturday or a Sunday, and maybe a Monday or a Tuesday to wrap this one up. I'd really like to get the ply on the deck done, the kicker boards done, all stained up, and then I can leave it knowing that all I've got to do then is put in some wiring. I've got to sort the toilet wiring out, etc. And then we can crack on with the kitchen area. We need to get the sink in. We need to put decide what the top is going to be. At the top, I have a top which is here in a grey. That one. So, and I didn't pay for. I didn't buy that one actually. I think I got that for free. So, happy days. Yeah, I did get it for free. Of course I did. So yeah, that hopefully will be going on the boat. Well, some of it anyway. Oh, and the sink is somewhere over there, buried behind a picture. So yeah, everything's coming together slowly. Well, yeah, slowly. In my book it is, but when you look back at the videos, things have motored on for the last few months. Anyway, I'm waffling on. I need to go. I'll see you when I next switch this on. Bye for now. Hello, Friday the 24th. It's been a few days, I know. But as I approach that time where I will be having a gap of a few weeks, approximately 20 or so days as from next Wednesday, where I won't be able to do anything whatsoever. It is a bit sporadic, so I may get this one finished or I may not, but either way I will do my best to wrap it up one way or another. But if I don't and it suddenly comes to an end, it's because I wasn't able to get it done. So you'll have to bear with me on this one. It's not the best of videos, I understand that, because I'm still on with the floor. As you can tell, I'm just walking around getting everything off. I've only literally just walked in now. So I'm going to get my, as we say, get our ducks in a row. Suss out where I left off. And sometimes, you know, I'll walk into this place and I'll not know what I've done, and it's only when I look at this bench and I go, oh yeah, that's what I was up to. It's at that point I realise what I've been doing. So there we are. That is extended. I still need to make another one for the other side. So it is a bit long-winded is this one, and it's quite boring. It's not, even I'm not keen on doing this this job. It's getting really boring. It's one of those jobs, but do you know what? It's got to be done. You know what? My joining's getting better. It's getting better. So I just thought I would say hello and introduce myself to this Friday afternoon. and I will, well, I'll crack on with some work and I'll let you know my progress. So until then, go and have yourself a cup of tea or a coffee or anything else. Depends when you watch it really, isn't it? Bye for now. Oh, right, well, after what seems to be several hours, yes, several hours, 4 hours to be exact, the floor is done, sort of. So there you go. That is all insulated underneath each board. They're all loose, which is basically how they're going to stay and remain, because it's a boat. It has to have access to all points, I feel. So what I'm going to do at that end is there's going to be a slight gap in them. If I can kick that up there like so, because there's going to be a 90-degree thin aluminium plate going that way, and there's going to be one going that way, and then there's going to be a hatch pulley in there that you can lift this up, pull it this way, and then gain access to that access hole into the hull. There is one around here, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think that will be necessary, simply because we've got an access point underneath there, and of course we've got an access point underneath there. So this area, really, from a vision point of view of the hull, you can gain access from those 2 points. So this has got a tight joint, and then this one, of course, has got a main section here which I need to keep lifting up because I've still got the pump to put underneath this floor. So this one will be able to lift up like so, and obviously you have to slide it out from underneath here. So the kicker board is down below, so that is going to get, now that's going to get stained, and this one I shall pull out of here and take this one down. Now this one's not going to have any liner on it because it's pushing the actual doors away from shutting, so that one is going to remain just the ply on its own. Now I'm debating what to do about that, whether to have a little hinge so you can drop it down and inspect that way. I think that might be a good idea, to have that as an inspection hatch, because there's no other area. I did draw one out there, but I'm not going to cut that because it's quite a large area and it's right where I've put supports anyway. So I think I'm going to keep that down there. In fact, that's the fiberglass that actually fits in there. I made that hole so then you could gain access to the pipes, etc. So I might make just a little hatch or a little slider angle so you can slot the ply into there, because these doors mainly are going to be shut, aren't they? So it's not like they're going to be open. You're not going to see anything there anyway. But it's amazing how sound deadening, there's no echo or anything with this flooring down, and it feels really nice underfoot. So I'm very pleased with it. It's heavy though, that's the only other thing I can think of. It's pretty heavy. I dread to think how deep this boat's going to end up. Definitely, I'm putting money on the fact that that first running straight that's closest to the water, that's going to disappear. I'm pretty convinced of that. Anyway, but there we go. So I'm going to call this a wrap because it just saves me time. If I start doing some other work. I'm going to stain those, which you don't need to see. They're just going to go down there. I'm going to sort those out, and then now that I've got this floor done, it's enough for me to say, great, leave it now till when I'm back on the boat, which is, well, for you guys, it's going to probably be a latter end of February before you get to see an episode. So bear with me, have a break, whatever you may do. And thank you for your continued support, very much appreciated. And I will see you, all being well, end of February. So until then, bye for now.